My name's Jim Andrews, and I'm with American Restore. We started back in the early 80s. We were asked to do a test for a significant garbage man in Southern California, and his idea was to take 6 or 8 materials that he had found and put them all down on his tipping floor and evaluate them for 6 months. And his thought process was if he had one person do it, that all things being equal, the surface prep and the install, he'd get a fair and accurate evaluation. I had no idea what a transfer station even was at that point. And so we volunteered to participate in this test. So what we learned was we installed a cementitious material with iron, epoxies with iron, methyl acrylic resin with iron, some urethane cement, some other exotic polyester and vinyl ester materials that had various aggregates in it. And it wasn't soon after that we learned that what made the most sense was the cementitious material with the iron aggregate. And that was 30 plus years ago. And so that test, coupled with another test that we did a few years later for BFI, where we tested exotic mixed designs of concrete with various fibers. The main takeaway from that test was that the fibers were not good, both the metal fibers and the polypropylene or elastic fibers often acted as wicks, allowing the off pH liquids to permeate the concrete, causing degradation of the surface and exfoliation. The problem with the metal fibers was as the bucket and the waste stream went across the floor and grabbed the metal fibers and pulled them out of the concrete, it created these little micro spalls, which then opened up the concrete, and the concrete was obviously porous, so those again off pH liquids would get in and cause accelerated exfoliation. So those tests were very valuable tests, and we obviously shared that information, both engineers and owners, moving forward. Sometime in the 90s, as a result of the Clean Water Act, historically the garbage would be picked up in front of somebody's home or at a business, and if there was any off pH liquids in the waste stream, they would leak out of the vehicle on the way to the transfer station. And so as a result of laws, those liquids had to be captured and brought back to the transfer station with the waste stream. So what we started to see accelerated wear because of this chemical attack. So I got a lot of complaints from customers and started to ask our suppliers if there was a better solution. And so in the early 2000s, we started to develop and experiment with exotic cements, microfine cements, and additives to make the concrete that held the iron and the hard aggregate stronger, more dense, less permeable to resist this chemical attack. And so what we've found today is, and what we're using today, is a couple variations on a microfine cement technology with iron aggregate and a hard mineral aggregate, and then we have one that doesn't have those materials that's a little bit cheaper, so that we can do what we call hybrid floors, where we use maybe a more exotic harder material in the high wear area and a lesser expensive material in a lower wear area. And so one of the takeaways from the advancement of the technology and analyzing the waste stream and how these floors wear is there's a variety of solutions that can be applied to serving the person's problems and needs and providing solutions that are cost effective for their budget. As our business began to grow, we recognized the fact to have qualified contractors around the country that had the knowledge and the capability to do this kind of work. So there was a group of us that formed an association called NACT, an acronym for North American Construction Technologies. So we have feet on the ground in every major metropolitan market, can service the entire United States with the same technology and the same leadership that we have on every job, so that the owners get the value that they're looking for, that they need to have a successful repair. When we started in this business 30 plus years ago, our focus originally was transfer stations, because we saw the need and our name got passed around to various people as a solution provider. But what we learned was there was other applications for this material. Anybody that worked on heavy equipment, heavy machinery manufacturers, foundries, forges, there's a lot of applications in mining, and there's even places where somebody has put down, say, a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch of an epoxy mortar or some exotic resinous system, and they're having failures very quickly. These materials lend themselves to those applications and are much more economic when evaluated. One of the things that our company does is we give a 1-year unconditional bond warranty. That's important because if there's ever any problems or anything goes wrong, you're going to normally know within the first week or two, maybe 30 days. So we give an unconditional 1-year bond warranty. In closing, I would like to thank the people that have supported us over the years as this technology and process evolved, that brought us ideas, shared with us the things that worked for them and didn't, so that we could share them with you. I would like to thank Jim Brownell with Rainbow Disposal Company for trusting us and bringing us in to do the evaluations early on in our career that has led to us becoming the #1 leader in transfer station and heavy-duty floor repair in the United States.